Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Squatch Proof. In this episode, we're going to go up to Mount Hood and do some winter camping. This trip was more of a gear test. We just did an overnight. I don't have a 4-season tent. I have the Marmot tungsten bore, and the fly does go all the way to the ground, so I thought I could make it work. It worked out pretty well. Rob, over the last month, has acquired some new gear. He has a winter shelter with a camping wood stove. That's pretty crazy. Since Rob hadn't actually taken his new gear out of the box, we decided that we would set it up back here so that we weren't fumbling around up in the snow and we kind of knew how it went together. Although the day we picked to do it here had its own challenges, as you'll see. So let's just get to the initial setup. Bill! Bill's gone. He wasn't squatch proof. It's 36 degrees and we have 18 to 30 mile an hour winds. Holy shit, it's windy. We are gonna try this TP and a stove, apparently. So
Lux Megathorn 3 shelter.
We are gonna
with a stove jack.
Set it up now so that we're not up on the mountain like trying to figure this bad boy out. Rob needs to work on his pole dancing skills. Next stop, Mount Hood. So the initial setup went pretty well. It did take us much longer than it should have, especially since we didn't read the directions and the wind was causing some trouble, but not too bad. So let's head to the mountain. Heading east on Highway 26 to Mount Hood.
And the drivers are off with the Gogi 500.
Yeah, Roo! It's like a rabbit jumping through the snow. I think this is my spot. Well, you know, snow is made of water. Did you know that? Digging out the footprints for the tent. Cleaned off a little spot on the table for rustling up some grub. Rue is having fun. Back to shoveling out. Rue's gonna help make our trail. Here's the campsite. Time to turn the 3-season tent into a 4-season tent. Well, I piled snow all along the fly here to insulate the draft. I do have the vents open, but I'm hot. There is fire in the teepee. I think we're gonna need to build some steps here because it's getting slick, but. So in my tent, I had the Big Agnes Dream Island, which is a double sleeping bag. It's only rated at 20 degrees, but I thought it might work. It also has the Big Agnes Hinman 50 by 78 by 2.5 inch sleeping pad. Rue has his bed, and we brought a couple extra blankets, and of course I brought the minus 15 degree mummy bag just in case. Rue actually ended up sleeping in the Dream Island all night. Go. There's the hot box. Rob's in there hot boxing himself. Rue is in the tent waiting for food. I got some sous vide steak going. I'm not cold yet. It's cold out here, but all the shoveling out and stuff, I got hot. A little snowshoeing to find the spot. It's pretty peaceful out here. Rob says he needs a window. It is pretty quiet and peaceful out here. I think I dropped some steak juice. Rue is licking it up out of the snow. It's a beautiful morning. It snowed. Didn't sleep great. I slept good at times. The sleeping pad that was the main source of insulation from the ground stopped holding air, so I had to put blankets under it. And then when that didn't work, I got in the mummy bag, and that worked great. And now it's time for some hot tea and some breakfast. It's still snowing. Packing up. Heading home. No cougars, no coyotes, no wolves. Oh shit. Well, good thing they're hibernating. That was our trip. My tent worked great. The sleeping pad losing air kind of sucked. It was cold. There's something to be said about buying good gear from good companies. I bought that sleeping pad in 2015. And it's had intermediate use. When I emailed them and told them that the seam had separated right at the air valve, instead of me sending it in and repairing it, they just sent me a brand new one, a replacement. So that was great. Rob's shelter does not actually have a tubbed bottom that is connected. It has just the shelter, and then it has a tubbed footprint. And he didn't even use it. He just used some tarps, and his bedding was pretty much soaked in the morning. I realized that I didn't get a lot of footage inside Rob's shelter. Once he got his whole damn house in there, it didn't have a lot of room, and obviously it is not very efficient at insulating. So when you sit in there, like your head height is 85 degrees and your feet are still freezing. Rob was a little disappointed that he couldn't even dry his gloves. We are planning a multi-day trip, I think next month. And we will do a full review of the shelter, the wood stove, and some other gear. It's time to get some reviews on this channel. It's kind of why we started it. Get outside, explore, discover, find adventure, and when you're out there, watch for Squatch. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.